Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Bishra Shazad. Today we are going to continue the catabolism of carbon skeletons of amino acids. Now we are discuss the catabolism of glycine. Glycine cleavage complex of liver mitochondria splits glycine to carbon dioxide, ammonium ion, and N5 and 10 methylene tetrahydrofolate. Overall reaction is glycine and tetrahydrofolate and NAD convert carbon dioxide, ammonia, N5 and 10 methylene tetrahydrofolate and NAD. Glycine cleavage system of liver mitochondria. The glycine cleavage system is composed of 4 proteins which consist of 3 enzymes and carrier protein, that is H protein, that has a covalently attached dihydrolipoyl moiety. These 3 enzymes are glycine dehydrogenase, which is also called the decarboxylase, glycine dehydrogenase, which is also called the P protein, ammonia forming aminomethyltransferase, which is also called T protein, and dihydrolipamide dehydrogenase, which is also called L protein. The carrier protein is called H protein, to which dihydrolipoyl moiety is covalently attached. Dihydrolipoyl moiety or dihydrolipoate occurs in 3 forms. Number 1, reduced dihydrolipoate or dihydrolipoyl moiety, oxidized dihydrolipoate or dihydrolipoyl moiety, aminomethyl dihydrolipoate or dihydrolipoyl moiety. The glycine cleavage reaction catalyzed by system are partitioned into 3 partial reactions. First reaction of the glycine degradation is the decarboxylation of glycine catalyzed by glycine dehydrogenase, which is called P protein. In this reaction, H protein serves as a co-substrate. The remnant of glycine molecule, which is decarboxylated glycine moiety, is transferred to one of the sulfhydryl group, which is H protein bound aminomethyl lipoate intermediate. These sulfhydryl groups are formed by the reductive cleavage of disulfide in lipoate attached to H protein. In second reaction, the decarboxylated moiety of glycine attached to H protein is subjected to further degradation catalyzed by aminomethyl transferase, which is called T protein. The reaction requires tetrahydrofolate and yields ammonia, N5 and 10 methylene tetrahydrofolate and H protein with reduced lipoate. Next or last reaction is the reoxidation of the reduced lipoate attached to H protein catalyzed by dihydrolipamide dehydrogenase, which is called L protein. Glycine can be deaminated to glyoxylate by a D-amino acid oxidase, which can be oxidized to oxalate or transaminated to glycine. Metabolic disorders of glycine. In non-ketotic hyperglycinemia, a rare inborn error of glycine degradation. Glycine accumulates in all body tissues, including the central nervous system. The defect in primary Hyperoxaluria is the failure to catabolize glyoxylate formed by the deamination of glycine. Subsequent oxidation of glyoxylate to oxalate results in urolithiasis, nephrocalcinosis, and early mortality from renal failure or hypertension. Glycinuria results from a defect in renal tubular reabsorption. Catabolism of serine. Interconversion of serine and glycine by glycine hydroxymethyl transferase. After conversion to glycine, serine catabolism merges with that of glycine. As we have already discussed. Catabolism of alanine. Transamination of alpha-alanine forms pyruvate. Alanine loses its amino group by transamination to form pyruvate in a pyridoxal phosphate dependent reaction catalyzed by alanine aminotransferase. Alpha-ketoglutarate converted into glutamate by accepting amino group. Tryptophan catabolism produces alanine and therefore pyruvate. Probably on account of its central role in metabolism, there is no known metabolic defect of alpha-alanine catabolism. Catabolism of cysteine and cysteine. Cysteine is first reduced to two molecules of cysteine by cysteine reductase in a NADH dependent reaction. Then two different pathways convert cysteine to pyruvate, which are cysteine sulfinate pathway and 3-mercaptopyruvate pathway. First pathway is called cysteine sulfinate pathway. This sulfur containing amino acid undergoes desulfurization to yield pyruvate. Initially, cysteine is oxidized to cysteine sulfinate in a reaction catalyzed by cysteine dioxygenase. Then transamination results in the formation of alpha amino acid and sulfinyl pyruvate from alpha keto acid and cysteine sulfinate. Desulfinase enzyme catalyzes the removal of sulfate from sulfinyl pyruvate to form pyruvate. The sulfate released can be used to synthesize 3'-phosphoadenosine 5'-phosphosulfate, which is also called PAPS. PAPS is an activated sulfate donor to variety of acceptor. In second pathway, transamination of cysteine results in the formation of 3-mercaptopyruvate, also called thiol pyruvate. The 3-mercaptopyruvate sulfur transferase catalyzes the transsulfuration from 3-mercaptopyruvate to pyruvate. 3-mercaptopyruvate may then be reduced by lactate dehydrogenase to 3-mercaptolactate. There are numerous abnormalities of cysteine metabolism. Cysteine, lysine, arginine and ornithine are excreted in cysteinyl lysinuria, which is also called cystinuria. A defect in renal reabsorption of these amino acids. Apart from cysteine calculi, cystinuria is benign. The mixed disulfide of L-cysteine and L-homocysteine excreted by cystine-uric patients is more soluble than cystine and reduces formation of cystine calculi. Cystinosis, which is also called the cystine storage disease. Defective carrier mediated transports of cystine results in cystinosis, which is also called the cystine storage disease. There is deposition of cystine crystals in tissue. This may result in early mortality from acute renal failure. B6 responsive or unresponsive homocystinuria. Several metabolic defects results in vitamin B6 responsive or vitamin B6 unresponsive homocystinuria. These include a deficiency in the reaction catalyzed by cystathionine beta synthase. In this reaction, serine react with homocysteine to form cystathionine and water. Consequences include osteoporosis and mental retardation. Catabolism of threonine, which results in conversion of threonine to glycine and acetyl-CoA. Threonine aldolase cleaves threonine and glycine and acetaldehyde. Glycine is Threonine aldolase cleaves threonine to glycine and acetaldehyde. Glycine is catabolized to carbon dioxide, ammoniumine and N5 and 10 methylene tetrahydrofolate by glycine cleavage complex, as we have already discussed. There is oxidation of acetaldehyde to acetate in a reaction catabolized by NAD dependent aldehyde dehydrogenase enzyme. Finally, acetate thiokinase, which require ATP, catalyze the formation of acetyl-CoA from acetate. Catabolism of 4-hydroxyproline. Dehydrogenation of 4-hydroxy-L-proline by hydroxyproline. Dehydrogenase forms L-delta-1-pyroline 3-hydroxy-5-carboxylate. Now L-delta-1-pyroline 3-hydroxy-5-carboxylate non-enzymatically convert into gamma-hydroxy L-glutamate gamma-semialdehyde, which convert into erythro-gamma hydroxy L-glutamate by NAD-dependent dehydrogenase. Transamination results in formation of alpha-keto gamma-hydroxyglutarate. Finally, the cleavage of alpha-keto gamma-hydroxyglutarate by aldolase forms glyoxylate and pyruvate. A defect in 4-hydroxyproline dehydrogenase results in hyperhydroxyprolinemia, which is benign. There is no associated impairment of proline catabolism. A defect in glutamate gamma-semialdehyde dehydrogenase is accompanied by excretion of delta-1 pyroline 3-hydroxy-5-carboxylate. Source of lecture is Harper biochemistry and Lippincott biochemistry. Thank you very much.